Good morning. This is your 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We have windy conditions out there this morning. We are currently in a wind advisory, and we do have some cloud cover around, but expecting a very warm day with some sun coming out later in the day, with these breezy conditions continuing at least through the morning. If we take a look at the current surface analysis, we have that warm front that is slow to but steadily lifting through the area, currently just kind of north and northwest of the local area at the moment. That's keeping some clouds around, but that should continue to lift a little further north as we go throughout the day today. This area of low pressure off to the northwest will track towards the east, as well as this second area of low pressure tracking basically along the same path, and that will bring this cold front through the area as we go into the day tomorrow, bringing some more seasonable temperatures. Current conditions as of 8 a.m. this morning, we have scattered clouds around 14,000 feet and a broken deck at 18,000 feet. Winds out of the west-southwest sustained at 14 knots, gusting up to 25 knots. Did see some gusts up to 30 knots earlier this morning, so still some breezy conditions. Otherwise, temperatures are mild at around 68 at the moment. Relative humidity is at 72%. Just a quick look at the local radar. We do have some light returns coming back well off the coast, expecting dry conditions as we go throughout the day today. If we look at the current visible satellite, we can see those clouds around in the local area, mainly with that boundary in the area again. We should see those start to spread out and clear out of here as we get into the afternoon hours, as that warm front lifts a little further north. If we look at the European model here to see how things play out over the next couple of days, expecting dry conditions today and seeing some sunshine as we go through the day today with mild conditions. As we go into the evening, as one of the low pressures tracks off the northeast coast, we'll have a slight chance of a backdoor cold front trying to sneak in as that low pressure pushes the warm front back down over the northeast part of the Delmarva Peninsula. So that could allow temperatures to cool a bit with a brief period of some onshore winds, possibly some misty conditions as well, before that lifts back north with that low pressure departing further off the coast. But otherwise, mild conditions and brief cool down possible. And then as we get into the morning hours on Friday, the actual cold front itself will push through, and we'll see breezy conditions once again with cooler, more seasonable air moving into the area as we go throughout the day, with temperatures slowly falling, most likely as we get into the afternoon. But overall, expecting dry conditions until we get into our Saturday. We'll have an area of low pressure passing to the south that's going to bring a good chance of some precip into the area as we get into the afternoon Saturday and continuing into the evening. It looks like as that precip moves in, it could initially start as a light snow before transitioning to a rain event, but not expecting much in the way of accumulation snow-wise as we go through our day on Saturday. So if we look at the 24-hour weather risk chart for today, starting off with red conditions for those winds at or above 25 knots. Again, we are currently in a wind advisory. Expecting those breezy conditions to continue out of the west-southwest to westerly as we get into the afternoon. We'll start to see those winds weakening a bit, down gusting up to around 15 knots as we get to the late afternoon. And we'll see warm conditions again today, possibly record-breaking temps with a high expected around 75 degrees, and we'll see some sunshine coming out as we get into the afternoon as well. Going into the evening, we'll have that chance of winds becoming onshore for a brief period out of the east around 5 to 10 knots. That's going to allow for cooler temperatures down to our low around 53 degrees, as well as that yellow risk here for a slight chance of seeing some low clouds and mist as that cooler air comes off the water. And then we should see those winds turn more westerly to southwesterly again before the front itself moves through to start the day on Friday, where we'll see those gusty northwesterly winds, 10 to 15 knots, gusting up to 26 knots initially. So we do have that orange risk once again for winds at or above 25 knots as we get to the start of our Friday. Right now, tides are running slightly above normal, and looking at the next couple of days, Friday will be a partly cloudy day with mainly high clouds around. We'll see breezy conditions. We do have that red risk for winds at or above 25 knots, so expecting breezy conditions gusting up to around 29, 30 knots. We'll see those temperatures falling through today, likely seeing the high of 57 maybe a couple degree rebound early in the morning, and then we'll see temperatures starting to cool down as that front continues to push through the area. We'll see more seasonable conditions as that front pushes through. Going into Friday evening, we'll have partly to mostly cloudy evening, mainly high clouds initially. Ahead of that next system approaching, we'll see seasonable conditions with a low around 29, and we'll have green conditions for our weather risk Friday evening. Going into Saturday, we'll have that good chance of precip moving into the area by the afternoon. Again, starting as a light snow is a good chance of seeing that before it transitions to a light rain. And again, no snow accumulation is expected at this time, but starting off mostly cloudy, and then we'll see overcast conditions through the rest of the day, and expecting a chilly high around 42 degrees. So we have that orange risk for precip, as well as a yellow risk for those reduced ceilings and visibilities with that precip moving through. Well, that will wrap up the 8:15 daily operations weather briefing. We'll be back again at 10 a.m. to take a look at the extended forecast. Enjoy your morning.